Now, I want to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Marco, our guest, you told us not to do this.
I told you guys not to do what you're going to do.
And we're going to do it anyway. So,
did you see the video I sent you?
Which one?
Doing it? The one of me doing it, like in the parking lot.
Doing what?
Okay.
What's it?
Having some pre-workout. Because it might make us shit our pants.
What's pre-workout? What are we doing?
Well, specifically, our pre-workout is a mixture of creatine monohydrate, which is 300 grams of creatine, 300 grams per container, 5 grams of creatine per serving, 60 servings. And we mix that with some Redcon 1 Total War sour gummy bear pre-workout. And that has in it citrulline malate. I don't know what that is, but it's a 2-to-1 ratio of L-citrulline and malic acid, beta-alanine, agmamptine sulfate, taurine, 250 milligrams of caffeine, juniper berry extract, dicaffeine malate, what is that? 100 milligrams. Green tea extract.
Okay, that's good for you.
Naringen, citrus grandis, fruit.
I think Naringen is a move from Naruto. I think that's what they yell when they...
Bioperin.
No.
Black pepper fruit extract, and theobromo cocoa seed extract.
Do you recognize any of those words as a medical professional?
Taurine and caffeine.
Excellent.
I mean, I know what juniper berry is. I know what green tea is, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever injected or given someone citrulline malate.
No, well, you're supposed to drink it.
Apparently.
Oh, I take citrulline. I was just showing you guys. I take citrulline pills. They just like get your blood pumping. They open your blood vessels and stuff like that.
Sounds very medical and real.
So our eyes are yet to open, right?
Yeah.
We're here. We're gonna see the cathedrals of war.
Yeah, fill these bad boys up. We have a couple pint glasses of pre-workout heading our way.
I'm making sure it's even. There's a bit of sludge at the bottom.
That's fine. Yeah. I'm good with sludge. I like sludge. I'll drink the sludgy one.
Okay. Enjoy your sludge.
What are we toasting to? New body?
To men's health. Everyone to men's
health.
Yeah, like to all the fellas out there.
Hey, fellas, this one's for you. We're going to get you healthy here on Hate Speech.
It's nice and warm.
Oh, good. You're chugging it. Good.
It's thick.
That is thick. There's sand in it.
I kind of feel ready for war.
It tastes good. Gummy bears make me ready to kill. I don't think we're done with our routine yet. We got to get ready, right?
What do you mean? Oh, right. Yes, we need to fully wake up.
We need to fully wake up.
We've taken our we're ready for war. Our body's ready for war, but our mind is not.
Yeah, we still got to wake up. So, vamp with Marco for a second while I get us ready.
Okay.
Vamping. That's a theater term.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm a man.
It's not going to go in this part where you're getting it ready.
Why not?
I don't know. So Tyler's pulling out 3 bottles of pure Saratoga water. Okay, so
we gonna dunk?
Yeah, I didn't tape my mouth like I was supposed to.
Fuck!
Yeah, I'm sorry. We haven't.
You let the gay in at night.
Yeah. Well, this is good. This is pure unestrinated.
It's unestrogenated water.
Excellent. So I will not have ladies' juice in my face.
Yeah, we know. Oh, he's dunking.
He walked into
there it
that
goes.
one.
Oh, he's shaking it in there. Nate, you don't have to eat the water. It's pussy. He put his whole jaw into it. How was it? Oh, he's wiping his face. He don't look like he's having fun.
We didn't bring a towel. I'm just gonna be wet.
Yeah, we kind of forgot that part of the process.
I was wondering about that.
Like,
you guys were gonna...
men's fitness, men's health is about being wet sometimes.
All right, Margo, how do you feel of having done this to us?
All right.
I feel like you've got 12 minutes before you start to feel the effects.
All right, here we go.
All right, so we got a countdown to 12 minutes before this podcast goes off the rails. All right, Tyler is preparing his face. He gives me a thumbs up. He's ready to go. He's dunking his face into the ice water. He's smiling. I don't like that.
It low-key feels good to do.
Yeah, like I don't hate it. I'm not here to pretend that it makes me, what is it, like mental toughness? Is that?
That's right. It's some
yeah.
water. I really tried.
Yeah, why were you breathing that in?
Because I thought I could beat drowning by drowning.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I tried to embody the alpha brain there. Like, I thought I could win
Yeah.
against water.
Well, let's get our test up here on hate speech.
Here we go.
Just a couple tested up boys here.
I'm so roaned.
I kind of want to daintily like put my fingers in it. It feels good.
It did feel good to
Yeah.
dunk my head.
Yeah, like just take a little ice cube, rub around. Yeah, why did you breathe it?
I had to.
The taste is on your tongue, you'll only crave.
Hello, welcome to Hate Speech, a podcast about hating things. I'm Tyler. Over there's Nate.
I'm Nate. You can call me the purest warrior.
Oh, we had to come up with alpha nicknames?
Yeah.
I'm Dagger.
That's
Dagger
a feminine
and purest
name.
warrior are here on hate speech.
Joining us today, Marco, welcome to Hate Speech. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We're coming down from a heat wave.
Oh, yeah, it's been bad. I would suggest dunking your head in some Saratoga ice water. It's
See,
pretty
if
refreshing.
my faucet worked and my ice machine wasn't struggling, I would have done that. But
Marco, what's your fitness name? Like, you need a nickname if we're doing this.
well, my IG is Aztec_Gains with a Z.
Okay.
that's better than
yeah,
ours.
yeah, that's
God
it. That
damn
feels
it.
more real.
God damn it.
Purest warrior, I'm now realizing is probably some sort of like hate
Yeah.
actual hate speech
Why
name.
did I pick Dagger? I could have picked Sword.
No, Dagger's pretty cool.
Oh,
It's like a small sword.
named myself after a horse in Wheel of Time. One person will like that one.
Anyways, today we are talking about
Yeah.
male fitness influencers.
Yeah, Marco has brought to us the wide world of male fitness influencers. And oh man.
Yeah, that's right.
We all want to be a beast, but do you know what a beast is? A beast is someone who can go through hell and be grateful that their legs are working. A beast is someone who's lost everything, but is grateful for the opportunity to get everything back and get even more.
If you stay in bed, if you stay on the couch, if you stay in your comfort zone, if you only do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, if you get up, if you grind, if you are relentless, if you work as hard as possible, when other people are slacking off, your life will be easy.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
Pain motivates significantly faster and stronger than pleasure does. Like, people are like, no, passion's the right way. It's like, point a gun at a family member, all of a sudden, 10 out of 10 motivation. Pain.
Yeah. Marco, tell us your history with these absolute freaks and why you hate them, and basically do our podcast for us.
So I mean, like, look, I think I told you before. I have high anxiety. I've got really weird not like my mental health is always in flux because I work out, and when you work out a lot, you're always questioning your body because you want to be the best about yourself.
And you take
so
350 milligrams of caffeine before every work. That might be causing anxiety a little bit.
yeah, and,
Look at
after your
those
morning
gains.
coffee.
Those are good gains, Marco. If I can compliment your body, you're looking quite swole.
Whoa. Keep that gay shit out of here.
No, it's supposed to be like a little bit gay. It's okay if it's a little bit gay. It's weird. And so like, I've always been on the peripherals of it. Like I watch Mike Israel on YouTube, and he's always like, "Oh, I do jujitsu, I do this, but also I do steroids." And well, how should you do steroids? And through him, I've seen other people that he criticizes or evaluates their workouts, and for the most part, he is very level-headed. But you go beneath the surface, you see people that he's beefed with, like Greg Doucette, and you watch Greg Doucette, and like this man sounds like, oh my God, Yago the Parrot, but just angry all the time.
We were thinking he sounded like a
lighting up.
roided out Matthew Lesko. Like, I want to give you free gains from the gym. Like that guy.
I'm Matthew Lesko, and my new book will tell you how to tell bill collectors to go shove it.
And we're a Lesko supporter too,
Yeah,
so it was
critical support to the Leskos.
It hurt my soul to see like this guy take down that voice.
Yeah, like in the world of content creation,
okay,
there are these guys who
okay.
My brain's on fire.
We have 13 minutes before it really kind of hits our system.
Why did you add a minute to it? Why is time?
No, you're 6 minutes away.
Okay, I'm gonna start a timer. I'll say about 10 minutes. So when it goes off,
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
6 minutes?
Yeah. Okay, 6 minutes.
Yeah. If you guys got the right kind, then you guys are going to. Well, do you want me to tell you what's going to happen?
Yes,
yeah, please.
Okay, so you're going to get hyper focused. Your skin is going to tingle. Your muscles and your veins will start to pop out a little bit.
Did you give us autism in a drink? That's what you're describing.
No, I told you not to do this. Okay, first of all, I told you not to do this.
All these fitness influencers say don't do the things we're doing.
Yeah,
especially the Tren Twins.
And that's the problem with it. Like, don't do this cool thing that I do because you'll get muscle cars. You'll get a muscular video guy. You'll be able to go to Istanbul or wherever and do their fancy hotel gyms and make all this content and meet all these cool people, but don't do drugs like I do. Like not sebum. He's complicated. Like Larry Wheeler is very open about how he is like trying to manage his usage of steroids. He's trying to manage his use of gear, and Larry Wheeler's a fucking like champion. He's amazing, and you're like, okay, but like, if I want to be like that, then why shouldn't I? And why can't I look like this person that I see on YouTube? Why can't I reach this like physique? I've been working out personally for 17 years, and I'm still under 200 pounds. I don't have 20-inch biceps. My body fat fluctuates somewhere between 19 to 22%. But I see these people, and it's so like it's what they do, and it looks so cool. And I'm not like everything that they do is cool, but like the part where they go to these fancy gyms, and they have nice cars, and they've got these nice houses, and they have personal home gyms, but they go to the nice gyms. It looks really, really
and
cool.
Faceless, personality-free women hand them all their meals, get them dressed. They never say anything.
Maybe that's how we approach this, is that we kind of take it person by person, right? And so, when we went down this journey of looking into these influencers, we started with the guy who dove into a pool for a total of 3. Like, he was in the air for like
4 minutes. Yeah,
for 4 minutes.
Ashton Hall.
Ashton Hall.
When you jumped in the air or you dived into the pool, the time changed for like 4 minutes.
So when I jumped in the pool, and I don't know if we're gonna put this one out there, all right? Because I haven't spoke on this one. But when I jumped in the pool, I see my editor editing, right? And I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm like, you know what? Go back, change the timestamp, make it 4 minutes, because I want them to comment. It's just a joke. It's funny. You get what I'm saying?
And Ashton Hall was kind of this bizarre character, because again, this is a new world to me to an extent, because I think every man out there who exists on the internet runs into one of these fitness influencers, right?
Or has, tried to work out and be masculine. I don't know.
Right, but each generation has their guy, right? Or their collection of guys. And this, I feel like he's kind of like a new generation of guy. I think he's kind of like lesser in the amount of influence and impact. I think he is kind of known as a joke at this point.
Yeah, but he's leaned into the joke, and he's incorporated the joke into his thing.
So what's the joke? Tell me the joke.
The joke,
people who aren't familiar with this
Ashton
guy.
Hall is this hyper-muscular guy who posted his morning routine where he wakes up at 3:53 in the morning because he goes to bed at 8 because sin lives at night. And
normal things.
He's a super Christian guy, not like super as in good, but like hyper religious, you know? We got a minute 15.
I have a timer for the caffeine hit.
Dog. Dog.
Okay, continue.
So he did this routine where he's like up on his balcony standing for 4 minutes. It's like timed out to the minute where he like takes 40 minutes to drive to a park. He runs for a total of 3 minutes, then drives. It's like
he also has like this weird like running harness.
Yeah,
that I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, that some faceless woman straps onto him. It's very strange. Like the women hand him food, they hand him a Bible, they strap him into this running harness, and he just like when he's running, he's like,
right. Yeah, he's got to make the like the aggro noises so that we know it's working.
And he's like one of those like rise and grinds, like, oh, we got to make another 10,000.
Right. The phone call parts are the really fascinating part to me, where his like when he starts his business day, it's a lot of like fake conversations that you do if you're pretending to be like an adult at work when you're a child.
But yes,
that's the phone call that you have.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
He posted this routine, and he had been posting similar videos for like a year straight, and this one just went mega viral.
Because it's ridiculous, and we all saw it.
Because it's stupid. It's made by a stupid guy. We all knew it was stupid.
Oh. Okay, it's officially entered our body. We're now feeling the effects of the pre-workout.
Are you feeling it?
What?
Huh?
Did you shake the container?
Did we what?
Did you shake the container before you scooped it out?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I was sitting there shaking it for a good like.
Wait, the container?
The container.
We're supposed to shake this?
You're supposed to shake this, and then you let it settle after it like the cloud burst gets in your lungs. You're like, ah, like you can see that very nice smoky effect.
I can't see that.
because the good stuff starts to settle to the bottom, and so you need to shake it out, and like the meth is in the bottom.
We didn't know. They didn't say to shake it.
We got to do it again.
I think we might have to take another.
Don't do it. Don't do a double scoop.
I was telling Tyler before this, like, we're pretty like caffeine resistant. We're coffee boys over here.
Okay.
So like, I don't think we'll die, but I do feel hyper focused.
I know we'll die.
Well, we all die. Memento mori is what I learned.
Memento moris.
The thing about Ashton Hall is that like he's a former football player. He like has made it his thing. He's genetically gifted. I mean, you're in the NFL. You got to be genetically gifted. But I mean, he recently did a video where he was running with DJ Khaled, and I'm sorry, DJ Khaled has been working out for the last 12 years or whatever. Good for him. But they were running at the same speed. You can't make your thing speed and a large, not in shape man running at the same pace as you, and you both look like you're doing the same level of exertion. Like
that's just the power of DJ Khaled. Like he has the mental toughness in order to run at those speeds.
He has the burst of energy to run fast from saving all of his energy from not eating pussy.
That's right.
Yeah. But also, Ashton Hall recently lost a race against IShowSpeed, and I mean, if you know IShowSpeed, his thing is he runs fast, he does flips and stuff. And Ashton Hall got really mad that he was losing races, and I was like, well, let's race again a third time. I beat you twice, and storms off. And you don't see him posting that. I don't really follow him. I don't follow anybody because.
Because you're a leader. Ashton Hall talks about this. You can either be a follower or a leader.
Well, that's
both is okay, but you have to choose.
That's why, like, the fitness influencer part, like they have their feet in two worlds of both like sports education, like I forget the like actual doctorate that you get, but it's like sports
medicine.
Sports medicine. Like they have one foot in like the actual like science of being fit and how people get muscle and that, and the other toe in like toxic masculinity, alpha dog, alpha wolf, kind of
destroy women, destroy yourself, become miserable,
right? Exactly. And like they kind of they glue those two together, and the problem that comes out is that when you're doing a sport, you're gonna lose sometimes, right? Like you can't be this alpha dog all the time because someone's going to come by and beat you, and by your rules that means that you are now you're cucked, you're baited. Sorry, you lost one race and now your meaning is over, right? You got to do what IShowSpeed does because he's faster than you. I mean, but right though,
it's this dichotomy of constantly saying you're the best while engendering feelings of inadequacy in the people watching you. Like,
Right.
That seems to be the primary focus of most of these guys. Like, oh, we're so cool, we're so strong. You'll probably never be like this because you're either A, you don't have the genetics for it, or B, you're just not strong enough. Or did I say A and then C?
I mean, like, these guys are always trying
B
to.
would be steroids.
Yeah, right.
Gear. Tren.
Yeah, we don't call them roids anymore because like that has a bad reputation. We call it gear.
Gear.
Yeah, or
Gear.
Tren is the name of like specific.
Trenbolone, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Yeah. But like, yeah, they never point out genetics though, or like, rather the hucksters never point out like, listen, genetics means that like you won't be good at certain things,
right?
Because they are trying to sell you a course. Right. Yeah. You can be like me if you give me X amount of dollars to follow my course.
Yeah. If then you use my promo code.
Right. Then you can be exactly like me.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only thing that's stopping you. It's not like physical or genetic. Well, yeah, like genetic restrictions. It is that you don't. I feel really focused.
Really, it doesn't sound like it, but go off, King.
But like, you can be like, there's no restrictions except for the amount of information that you have. And I have the right information. Yeah. And if you have the right information and you follow my guidelines, you too can become exactly
And if
like
you're
me.
a strong man and you're not a fucking pussy,
right,
then you can do it. But
you have take my supplements.
You have to beat that bitch out of you. You got to beat that bitch out of you because inside you is a bitch and you got to beat it. Sorry, I've been watching too much of this stuff. The way they talk about themselves and how you have to destroy any sort of tenderness or feeling or emotion so that you can suffer, and your suffering makes you stronger. It is noble.
Yeah, I bet you we could convince them to do like self-flagellation. There's probably that.
I mean,
guy
they go
out
to
there.
the gym. That's their self-flagellation. You like hold heavy weights to the point that you can't really breathe. You throw them around. You go home. You feel really sore. You can't sleep at night because you've ingested all this caffeine, so you wake up feeling like shit, and then you're like, well, I got to go to the gym again because my muscles aren't going to grow if I don't go to the gym.
Yeah, Marco, I think I'm figuring out why you have anxiety. I think it's a mixture of chemicals and just a hair of body image issues. I mean, no shade, I got him too. Like, watching these videos spiraled me into a depression I have not been in quite some time.
Yeah, because like, that's what these things are designed to do, right?
Yeah.
Because it puts it all on your own responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't responsible. That's why you look like this.
Yeah.
Right? You can look like this if you start becoming more responsible and show up at the gym every day.
So here's what I think we should do. We should go through some of these guys, talk about what they do, the good, the bad, and then we should try and talk about these bigger issues that they bring to light. How does that sound?
Yeah, totally.
You good with that, Marco? We talked about Ashton Hall. I think we should talk about our favorite guys.
Oh my.
Are we talking about the Tren Twins?
We're talking about the Tren Twins.
We're starting with a showstopper. Holy shit.
We can go to Greg Doucette. We can go to the Hodge brothers or whatever they're called. We could go to the guy with bad knees.
No, here's the thing. I want to go to someone who I think is reasonable. Like a reasonable feller.
Jeff Nippert?
No, we're gonna start with Dr. Mike Israetel.
Okay, yeah, Marco brought him up.
I love Mike.
Dr. Mike here with RP Strength. And today, we're going to talk about the comic books, or something like that. Carter Hall is the actual given name of Hawkman from the DC Comics. And it turns out that he has a little bit of an estranged brother, whose name is Ashton Hall. He is a former pro athlete and is known for dunking his face into ice water and something to do with cucumbers. As usual, I'm an estranged, balding, Jewish 40-year-old man, and I have no idea what TikTok is up to. I'm sure as shit about to find out. And if you don't know, you're also about to find out. 3, 2, 1, cool fitness trends. Right, so I guess he has a nasal strip on. I guess he's got tape over his mouth and a nasal strip on because he's trying to promote nasal breathing and not mouth breathing, because mouth breathing apparently makes you a degenerate and rots all your teeth out. And nasal breathing makes you an angel and perfect.
Because I know of Mike before we started this, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I first started working out, like when I was going to SOU, so that would be like what, 2029, 20, actually no. It would be
2005,
like
2006.
2006. That's when I'm like, maybe I should go to the gym.
20 years ago.
Right. Exactly 20 years ago.
My brain's on fire. I'm doing math.
Hell yeah. It feels like when you're high and you think you're the funniest guy ever.
Yeah, I feel like I've got lightning in my cheeks. It's so good.
Right.
Wait, oh, you've got the tingles.
Yeah, I do have the tingles real bad.
I do got the tingles. I kind of want to lift some weights. But when I went online and I went to like fork.com and started like looking up like, hey, how do I use the gym? Because the first thing I did was go on the machines and like, this doesn't feel right. Somebody recommended periodic or resonance periodization. Awful name, but it was like, hey, give this guy $200 and he will give you an Excel sheet of exactly what to do and how to work out.
Wow.
And while the advice was great, I did not follow it.
There's your problem.
Yeah, but like that, right? There's exactly the problem, right? Is that like his routine was very complex and, very regimented to the point where like I was going from having no regimen to only having this very strict routine, and I just burnt out immediately.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that's just what happens is that if you're a new guy to lifting weights, which by the way, I do go to the gym every so often. I have my routine. I go 3 times a week. I'm not swole.
Bill, what is it? What's your workout?
Do you want to know? Because it would lead into the next guy.
All right, let's go. Let's do this guy.
Okay, yeah. Well, so some of Mike Isotel, I think he has good advice. It's just that he's a sports medicine guy.
Yeah,
and he's also like he's very pro steroids. I think
he's pro steroids in the sense that he wants people at the right age at the right time to use them, which overall is still bad.
Right.
They're still bad for you. Do we want to get into why they're bad for you? Or should we save that?
We'll sit on that.
We'll sit on that for the Tren Twins because I think it's most interesting with them.
Right. But like for him, he sees it as like if you're there to become a bodybuilder, right? If you're there to compete, to get your pro card, right? Then you should be using like this combination of steroids,
supplements, the routine, the exercise, like optimized workouts down to like the minute.
Right. A recommendation. He's recommending it for athletes.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I support or do not support like taking enhancement drugs, right?
So you're not enhanced. Marco, are you enhanced or are you
are you a natty
baddie?
I take supplements, but I'm natty.
Okay.
Like
I'm learning all this lingo.
Yeah, but like how do you feel about like if professional bodybuilder, right? You get the Incredible Hulk up there.
Lou Ferrigno, yeah.
Yeah, like if you are Lou Ferrigno and Lou Ferrigno took steroids, would you support or denounce Lou Ferrigno?
If Lou Ferrigno took steroids, if.
Yeah.
In some world, if Lou Ferrigno was juiced, how would I feel? As a practitioner of the medicinal arts, it's very complicated for me because people, by and large, shouldn't be doing that ever.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really, 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 really bad for you in ways you don't understand at the time, and you also don't pay for immediately. However, I love to see a big juiced boy lift some heavy shit and burst their muscles out. Like that fucking rocks.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is, as having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I am in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
And for these people, it's their job. It's what they do. It's like how they get their daily sponsorship stuff. They're like, well, I gotta like look the part, so let me do this on the side, and maybe I'm open about it, maybe I'm not. And if I'm not open about it, people ask me and I get really offended. I'm like, how could you imply that about me?
Okay, Mike Hearn, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm of the same mind where it's like these people are athletes. I was very anti like bodybuilders being athletes when we were watching Pumping Iron.
Right.
I was just like they kept on
referring it's like this is not a sport. These dandies are hopping about. This is no sport. There's no points. They don't have a ball.
I mean, for me, it's just like it's a sport in Okay, here's the thing. I acknowledge that bodybuilding as a sport, if you win Mr. Olympia, then you are an athlete and he reached the pinnacle.
Yep.
Right? We need to give the same credit to supermodels because they're both destroying their bodies for a certain aesthetic.
I can't.
Absolutely true, right?
I've never thought about it like that, but yeah.
That's it. Exactly what's happening.
Why don't we have competitive meth smoking? Because it's essentially doing the same thing to your body.
No,
yes, it is.
It's not though, because like I think that there's a certain like physical athleticism to getting your body to look like that. Whereas if you're smoking meth, all you need to do is smoke meth. The meth will do the rest. But like you can't just take steroids and look like Lou Ferrigno. I think that you have to have the right body type for it. But B, you also do have to like be insane and go to the gym every day and risk your body from exploding.
I mean, we have a very public example of what happens to your body when you take steroids and you don't go to the gym. He just left the White House.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, right?
He's got the big barrel chest. He looks weird.
He's just like an orb on legs.
Guts are growing.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, if you see someone orange with a big fat middle and no muscles, they're on testosterone and they ain't working out.
Right. Like, and so like there's a level of discipline that I can appreciate in the same way that I can appreciate a professional boxer, right? But like these people don't really make it healthily into their 40s.
Right.
Same like a boxer, right? Like, they get a little bit too punch drunk and then they get a little slow in their older age because you can't pummel your head into a fist and come out of that okay.
Yeah, and we should mention that steroids do rewire how your brain works and affects the shape of your brain and does permanently make you dumber.
Right, but that's true of a lot of sports. Football,
yeah,
right. Like you come out of football at the end with like so many concussions that your brain just becomes jello.
So you say it's a sport now. You're down.
I'm down with it being a sport, but I think with bodybuilding, it's more obvious that this isn't a healthy look,
right?
But it's a fascinating look.
It's fascinating.
It's impressive.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, right.
It looks awesome, but I keep thinking about how it made me feel, like the effects it was having on me and my self-image, because I don't look like that. I've never looked like that. I can never look like that. But there's that desire deep within me that I want to look like that, and that is unhealthy.
No, but you brought up Marco, like, what's my workout routine? Right? Because you kind of got a little excited because you want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because today we're broing out. So let's talk about...
all you ladies turn this off. It's bro talk.
No, but like I can guarantee you, ladies that are listening to this, that like you're just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Because like, yeah, it's silly. I acknowledge it's silly. I acknowledge that like having a bunch of muscles is like it's not impressive. It's not what you're looking for if you're attracted to men. Generally, like you might be attracted to it. I don't know, but like
they're not the men I'm attracted to.
Like dudes do not work out to like some dudes work out to like attract women. I don't think.
No,
it does not work.
These men work out for the male gaze, for straight men.
Absolutely.
Like the gym is one of the only places where men can go be men together while also being completely isolated. It's so strange.
But it's funny how it's like evolved too, right? Because in like the 80s when we were growing up, like 90s, 2000s, right? It was
2010s.
like you get muscles to become a hunk. Like
that's what they said. That's what they said.
Yeah, to like get like some babes on your arms. Like that was the message back then. But like I think that sentiment has absolutely changed and everyone acknowledges It's gone. Right? And like everyone kind of acknowledges like, actually this is just kind of for us to like, appreciate other men, which is healthy. I think that's a great approach, to an extent.
I was going to say all these like expectations put on us to become these bodybuilding men are still nowhere near as bad as the expectations put on women to appear feminine and
absolutely
and weak, etc. I'm doing my my ally speech.
Well, I mean, like it's like a lot of things. It's complicated, right? Where if I see like a dude like kind of start muscling up a little bit, I want to compliment the guy for working so hard and getting some muscles. But at the same time, like, am I reinforcing a toxic behavior?
Right.
Also, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, I think that there is a medium here that I've been trying to reach as my own personal goals. The medium I try to reach is like, I was able to lift up a box of books and move it down the stairs, and I didn't die. And like I'm just right about I'm kissing 40. That's not bad. That's where that's where I want to be. And it's not necessarily I want to be ripped, because I know that I enjoy candy too much for me to hit that body fat percentage.
Well, you can have a cheat day.
Yeah, but
you got to be on calorie deficit the rest of the week, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I don't balance out, I'll die.
If you don't count every single nutrient and weigh every single thing you eat, you're weaker. You might as well be dog shit on my shoe.
Yeah. So like
pussy.
When I
eating pussy.
When I gave up on the resonance periodization $200 Excel sheet, that was too complicated. I went to starting strength.
Oh, that's right. That's great.
Right, exactly. Because it is 3 exercises or 4, depending on. There's like variations of it. I have my own little variation of it. I do 4 exercises. I do deadlifts. I do squats. I do overhead presses. I do benches. And what's the other one? Bent over rows. I don't like doing bent over rows. But
why not? Because it's gay and they can see your butthole.
Yeah, sometimes they see like my bottom. My bottom's out there.
What's happening to me? My brain is not good right now. There's some shit going on in my body.
How are you?
I told you guys not to do it.
Well, like, do you remember in Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, where he's like, shoot him again, his soul's still dancing? I feel like the dancing soul.
I mean, yeah, like this isn't a normal feeling for me.
So
we've done drugs before.
Yeah, tons. Is it my turn to talk about my workout?
Yeah, sure. We'll go around the circle here.
Okay, so mine, I downloaded like 12 years ago a app called Home Workout. It's discontinued. You can't get this anymore.
Excellent.
And I haven't deleted it because I like it. There's like all these like things you can choose, like all these things.
Oh, you can look like all of these. You can get in shape fast.
No, they're like
skinny to muscular.
Yeah. So I picked the one that's get in shape.
Okay.
It's like a week by week progression of how hard it is, and it's like 30 to 40 minutes long.
Easy, medium, and hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got like week 1. You do knee push-ups, like it's all this stuff. It's timed for you.
But see, that's too many exercises.
No, it's mostly it's squats and dumbbells. That's pretty much all in body weight stuff.
Yeah.
And I had to do it that way because 1, I'm not good at keeping myself on a routine.
Okay.
So it times out my breaks for me. It buzzes me when I'm supposed to go back to doing workouts.
Okay.
And it's not unmanageable for someone who is like really sensitive about how their body looks and how they appear and all that shit. And it lets you grow week by week.
Okay.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marco, why don't you blow our asses out of the water with what you do?
Okay,
what you got, Marco?
Okay, so my Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine is I used to do 5x5, and now I'm on Mad Cow 5x5, which uses percentages to like increase your like what the weight you're doing per set. It's kind of fucking exhausting.
It's named after a prion disease. Creutzfeldt-Jakob.
It's because it's like the first day of the week. You're just progressing to lift heavier. The second day of the week, you're doing less sets so that you can deadlift. And then the third day of the week that you're working out on this program, it's about volume. And so you're just trying to do more sets at building to a high weight. And that's usually the easiest and the hardest because like I don't want to do a set of 8 after doing a heavy set of 5, but
having that be your last exercise for the week kind of sucks.
No, it's not even, and that's not even like the last exercise of the week because after my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like I'm not done on those days because I got to do arms. I got to do whatever I do for my curls that day. I have to do whatever I do for my shoulders, whatever I have to do for my biceps specifically. Then I got to do core, and that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And Tuesday and Thursday, I call my cardio and core. And usually it's more than cardio and core now because I do kettlebells. So like I do like supersets of the kettlebell workout that I found on TikTok. I'm like, oh, this actually feels really good. My core feels strong. Then I will do chest presses because my chest is like I feel like it's the one muscle that I can't get to grow with, like excluding calves. But who has big calves?
I do.
Yeah, like
There's a difference. You guys are different. It's genetically different. So I do chest presses, and then I will do cardio. So I'll do 15-20 minutes on the Stairmaster or 15-20 minutes on the treadmill. And then I finish with the captain's chair where I do more core. And then I'm done. And if it's the summer, I'll walk to the gym and I'll walk home, or I will just, like, walk home when I'm done because I gotta get those steps in.
But like, I think it boils down to like, do you like it? Like, do you like doing it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you're doing it wrong then.
No,
you're supposed to hate it. Everybody told me you're supposed to hate it. Like, it's supposed to hurt you. You're supposed to suffer.
You want to think that your life is so much harder than somebody else's. It's not. You're lazy.
You got to get that weakness out. You can't like it. You can't like anything. Because
look.
You're an ugly worm and you have to change yourself. Otherwise, you'll always be an ugly worm and alone. This is why you should buy my protein powder.
No, look, failing a set sucks because you're like, oh, I had this. I did this last week. I've got this. And then why didn't I get this set? Oh, last week I could get this thing off the ground. What's wrong? And you know, the reality is I missed my deadlift set today because it was fucking 5:45 in the morning. I didn't eat breakfast. I just like had a smoothie and went to the gym. So of course I'm not going to be able to lift what my heaviest deadlift set if I've got no food in me. I'm sleep deprived. I'm just not having a good time because I was up just as the sun was coming up. I did get to hear the birds. That part was nice.
Oh, no bodybuilder would ever admit to that. You should try going to bed at 7 because evil works at night. Temptation will come to you at night. Although some people say that you have to live in the darkness and that there's no answers in the light.
I study the darkness. You find no fucking answers in the light. None. It's too happy. It's too nice.
All right, so we're talking about this guy then, huh?
Yeah, do we want to move on to Mr. Knees?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, I was just like, I was panicking. Like, what the fuck is his
Do you know
name?
the guy whose knees, like, his knees are blown out?
No. Oh,
Shit.
wait, Athlete X?
Athlete X?
Wait, is this Jeff Cavalier or?
No, this is the Joe Rogan guy. Not Michael Bublé.
Mike Van Wyck.
What?
Mike Van Wyck.
No.
Jeff? Is it Jeff something?
Ah, fuck. We can't.
Our brains don't work good.
Describe him to me.
David Goggins.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
David Goggins.
David
It
Goggins.
was David Goggins.
Is right.
So this guy, David Goggins,
The name that we immediately remembered.
had no problem remembering because our brains are on good. Our shit's on tight. David Goggins gave what, like a 9-hour interview with Joe Rogan?
Yeah, and he shows up on Joe Rogan every so often.
Yeah.
He's one of those like fitness guys that's on regular rotation.
He's one of these guys that, like, we talked about him on our Undertaker episode, that people look up to him because his knees were absolutely destroyed from running, from exercising. It was bone on bone. Like, you can listen to his interviews. He talks about it nonstop. And he goes and runs every day, right?
Yeah, and not like mild runs. He's like, I ran 20 miles this morning.
Yeah.
And this is a man who essentially like has no cartilage in his knees.
Yeah.
Like there's no buffer. He's just grinding that shit down every day.
It's like some people, they have this ability. David Goggins is the best example of that ever.
Just hear him talk and get goosebumps.
Do you know his knees are destroyed? His knees are so fucked up. The doctor, when they examined his knees, said, I can't believe you could walk. Forget about running thousands of miles. How the fuck are you walking on these knees? His knees are bone on bone. The bone had distorted because it was just bone on bone and inflamed. So he had to get it cut, sliced and wedged, and then screwed in place so it was flat.
Fucking mutant, bro.
So it's still bone on bone. It's so fucking crazy. You can't imagine that this guy would do this. And that dude is running 25, 30 miles a day, out there talking shit. Stay hard! He's always in pain, but you would never notice. He just keeps moving. It's wild. It's wild.
And he sees it as like it needs to be painful.
Yeah, so this is a guy I'd describe as lawful evil.
Okay.
Because a lot of these guys try to, I don't know, there's some positive aspect, like, yeah, you're going to look fucking good. You're going to look sweet.
Or
But-
like there's also the positive part of having some like mental resilience.
Yeah.
When shit doesn't go right or when like things are a bit painful, but you know you probably should be doing it.
Yeah.
that's okay to have that ability to go forth and do that.
Because you're gonna get stronger, you're gonna beat it next time.
Or just like, like I need to go for a walk or a hike, and like halfway through the hike, I'm like, oh, this is miserable. I'm not going to sit down and die.
Right.
I think it's important to be able to like, either finish the hike or decide you want to go back or whatever.
But David Goggins says the quiet part loud in that he says this is all suffering. You have to suffer, and actually suffering fucking rocks.
Yeah.
And one, no, it doesn't. And two, fuck you. Because
I have a beef with him.
his whole thing is, God, what was that quote? There's only answers in darkness. You never find answers in the light. You have to live in the darkness. It's like that whole, you have to be a badass killer mentality.
It's the same mentality that I think artists get into sometime, where like, I need to be poor and suffering in order to create good art.
Right.
Or I need to be off my medication to be a good comedian. Like that kind of attitude where like, if it doesn't hurt, I'm not progressing.
Yeah, the masculine idea of suffering.
Right.
You don't.
You can't become a better person, or you can't be a more complete person unless you suffer.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
I think that you will encounter challenges in your life.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But like, you don't have to encounter you don't have to encounter challenges in order to grow. You can grow by being loved, dog.
And also, like,
suffering
does not make you stronger. The whole
Right.
thing is like, if you suffer long enough, like David Goggins says, you will become resilient. You'll become stronger. It's like, you will become desensitized and
Right.
unemotion. It's a trauma response. You will shut down, and shutting down is not growth.
Right. It's like saying,
you can convince yourself of anything if you say it enough times. Like,
Really?
what is it? Like, whatever incels tell themselves, like, oh, I'm an alpha, I'm this, I'm that. Like, okay, but like, what the fuck does that mean? You tell yourself this, you hear this in your own head, and it bounces around in there. And like, yeah, sure, you can believe this, but stop telling other people this. Like,
well, I mean, they shouldn't believe it, because I think it is just undiagnosed mental issues that need to be sorted out through therapy, right? Like, it's this idea that suffering, if I'm suffering, it must be for something.
Yes.
Right? Like, if I'm in pain, there must be a reason behind this, right? It's like, I'm able to jog. Tyler's about to dunk it.
No, I'm having a drink.
Okay, Tyler's drinking out of the big face bowl.
It's a warm day. Oh, that's Saratoga kind of hits.
It's fine.
I think I taste your face. Continue.
Sorry, my train of thought ended when you started drinking out of the face water bowl. No, long story short, though, I think it's just like, if he needed to justify why he blew his knee out.
Yeah.
And he says like, oh, this pain is something I can prove to myself that I can push forward. And if that's truly what he wants to do, part of me does want to say, fine, that's your agenda. But another part is just like, oh, you are using pain in the same way an alcoholic uses drinking, which is that it's a crutch for these undiagnosed issues.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten to the point where, like, it's become this drug to you, right? Where you need to use this like overcoming of your own physical limitations as a way to make yourself feel like a better person, or, escape other feelings that you have.
And like, that's really bad to turn that inward on yourself. But I think the evil thing that he does is he turns it outward and teaches other people how to do that to themselves, which is,
and there's a wrong audience for that. Like,
it's
there's a
men.
wrong audience. Yes, I mean, I don't really care about him. Like I said, I try to avoid all like this side of it. But what I do know about him is that there's a fighter named El Kukui, not El Kukui. I'm slipping on his name, but there's a fighter who was on a losing streak, and he, like, I think this last fight, he's like, I've got David Goggins. He's gonna come out. He's been training me. He's been helping me get ready for this, and it's like, this man is not an MMA fighting coach. He is not Tony Ferguson is his name. This man is not going to help you win a fight. And what ends up happening? He gets his butt handed to him, and it's like, buddy, you need to like take a step back and think about what you're doing with your life, and not watch YouTube videos where somebody's telling you, you can keep doing this because you're going to push yourself and you're going to overcome age and fight like a man who's 25 years younger. Oh, sorry, who's 25 years old and not 37. Which
Well, it just
older
like,
fighting, but
David Goggins is also not healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Like his body is slowly like decomposed.
And honestly, what kind of absolute freak would be so obsessed with an injury, especially one of the knees? Who would do that shit, huh? How dare they?
But Tyler, you're not trying to fix your knee injury by running constantly.
No, listeners can't tell it. I've got a printout of my knee X-ray here on the fridge.
Yeah. By the way, how did you get that injury?
I was at a punk show, and I got pushed into someone who had his girlfriend in front of him, and he turned around and he kicked me right in the knee, sideways at the knee, and I dropped down and started getting trampled in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
That's how I got that knee injury. It rocked.
Yeah,
because I suffer and I'm stronger for suffering. Time for another big gulp of face water.
That's right. Your knee's actually stronger because of that, right? Like that's how injuries work. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh God, I hate this guy. Can we get off him?
Yeah,
we can, but I do want to make sure that we hit the point that, because I think it's like with a lot of these guys where, you know, they're peddling this false promise that you know, no pain and suffering is not unrewarded.
Yeah, Garmambosia is not healthy. All my Twin Peaks heads out there. Pain and suffering.
Right. I mean, you know, just because you're in pain doesn't mean that it makes you stronger.
Yes. Often it's the opposite.
That's right.
Coming from a medical professional who just drank fucking 500 grams of creatine and is drinking face water.
No, like creatine apparently is supposed to be one of the few supplements that does work. So
it's the most tested supplement. Like it's the most tested by scientists. It's fine. Whenever whoever tells you it's bad for your kidneys, like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
A lot of things are bad for your kidneys. Having a beer, that's bad for your kidneys.
Existing, bad for your kidneys.
That's right. And so like, but that it's still a fine balance. It's, by the way, everyone on this list has some form of body dysmorphia.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, every person that we're talking about has some form of body image issues.
Yep.
And it, you know, you have to treat it like a body image issue, which is, I think that if somebody has an eating disorder, you can't say, at a certain point, you got to say like, what is a healthy diet? Because everyone needs to eat, and everyone needs to, like, you know, kind of manage their diet in some way. Right. Like that. I think that's just a part of being healthy is, you know, looking at where you're eating, but like that can be taken to extremes in either direction. Same with working out. You know, I don't think the answer to these guys is never work out, because I think that, you know, having like a regular healthy exercise regimen is good for your health.
Yeah, I mean, that is a well-studied thing. Like regular exercise is good for your physical and mental health. That's what sucks about some of this stuff is because sometimes they're right.
We all have to take a little bit of it, don't we? You know, and it's so
use
easy
your body
to
or
kind
you
of
lose it.
yeah, it's so easy to slide into one direction or the other, right?
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I'll never be healthy. I shall never exercise. Or the only way to be healthy is to show up at the gym every day.
Right.
And, you know, fucking like blast out your knees every day. And there is a medium where it's just like, you know, you can be happy lifting a box of books.
Yeah.
And you know,
you can be functional with, and your body can work in its day-to-day purposes.
Right. Exactly. You know, and a healthy body does not look like a bodybuilder.
Right.
It is, I think, where I'm going with that, you know, because I think a healthy body can be, you know, like can have
Too big muscles can get in the way of like reaching your own back.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they can, you know, or like having a little bit of a gut, having body fat is not a problem.
No,
actually, it's good to have a little body fat on you because, like, you know, the body's expected to have body fat. You know, you don't have everyone who's on television that has visible muscles are probably dehydrated. You know,
yep, they only look like that for that a short amount of time.
Like 15 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And it's the most painful experience to get to that point.
Yep.
I'm probably going to cut in a little bit of, who was the old Superman?
Christopher Reeves.
No.
George Reeves?
Most recent Superman.
The
Henry
Cavill.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill.
I think Henry Cavill has like, he acknowledges that like his amount of muscles is dangerous to have.
Mhm.
I think he has kind of a healthy approach of it. It's just like, yeah, no, I had to stop drinking water for a day or two to get into the amount of shape that I had to get, which is like a healthy message to get out there.
If you're doing a shirtless scene, what's that you have to dehydrate yourself?
Oh, yeah. That's the worst part of it. Like, diet is difficult and you're hungry, but when you're dehydrating for 3 days, you get to the point on the last day where you can smell water, like, nearby.
So why did you do that? To get super toned?
It gets it makes your skin really thin, so it sits on the muscles.
But for 3 days, that can't be good. That's
not healthy. It's not no water for 3 days.
Okay.
On the first day, you'll have like 1.5 liters, and the second day, 0.5 liter, and then the third day, no water, and you'll shoot the fourth.
And the funeral is on the 6th day.
It's not a natural body state. Anyways, let's talk about a real natural body state with I don't know who we want to talk about. Who's next on the list? I have the Hodge twins. I don't think that they're like the most extreme example of it.
No, they're just so
they just suck.
The only reason I even brought them up was because they did the exercise stuff and then started doing like comedy bits, but their bits were like really misogynistic, and it sort of shows how like bodybuilding and exercise and gym culture is like 1 or 2 pubic hairs away from like incel right-wing fascism.
Well, I think it started like as ironic bro science, right? Like we're ironically saying whatever you need to do for the gains with a
like,
Z.
The heart of this stuff, like you are idealizing the masculine form, and that is rooted in what, like Christian theocracy, like the man is the strong who has to lead the family, control everyone. Yes. So it's like you are right bumping up against that when you say you have to be the strongest, biggest man, and you must crush everyone that's weaker than you.
Or at least strive to do that, right?
Deeply patriarchal and almost inherently violent.
Yes. Ugh. Like, well, and I think it like also plays into this idea that the more muscles you have, the like more valid you are as a person, which also like, you know, because like that means like, okay, women grow less muscles. That's just how that works. You know, exercise.
Which I mean, isn't leg day? Women do more. Women lift more on legs. They push more. They like with those inductors and the abductor machines. They're doing more than I can. I don't use those machines because I know like I'm a little number 5 or whatever.
Yeah, and like absolutely, and it's this idea that like exercise is inherently masculine, right? You know, it's a common comment from women when they want to start exercising is like, I don't want to bulk up. Right. I don't want to appear strong. I don't want to like, you know, gain size because like, again, it's this whole idea of like, you know, women must be as small as possible in the same way that men must be as large as possible, but only in the right way.
Right.
You know, and like it's like exercise isn't gendered.
It's not, but it is.
No.
It is how we use it, especially how these influencers use it.
Right.
It's deeply built into our social system here, which is why fat people are treated the way they are and why women are treated the way they are. That's right. I just said women are fat people.
Well, it's also why gyms are segregated.
Yeah.
Right? Because like honestly, I get it. Like you don't want to have some guys in some gyms actually because they're not to be trusted.
Well, like the thing about gyms, like they are so deeply unsafe for women.
Yeah.
Because it's probably the most focused place to get the male gaze. It's men looking at men looking at like it's all there. Like you are there being constantly judged for your body.
And yeah, because like they're just the realities of what gyms are. You're gonna be doing like the bent over rows or like, you know, in the tightest clothing possible.
Yep.
Your ass is gonna be out there for everyone to see.
That's why you don't bend over.
There's mirrors everywhere.
Which, by the way,
and they kick you out for licking the equipment when other people are done.
Yeah, I know.
They rang the Lunk alarm at me. I'm not a Lunk.
I hate the damn Lunk.
I'm just a noble pervert.
Listen, not to go off on Planet Fitness for a second, but like, people are right, and like they do kind of suck. Just saying, like you know, like the machines aren't good for you. Is my personal opinion, and it's fine if you use the machines. I'm just saying that, like, you know, you're gonna be missing on some certain muscles.
Sure, yes. Right.
The dumbbells
And
only go
like-
to 60.
Yeah, right.
And the gyms, like our gyms, American gyms, reinforce the worst part of being an American, which is they enforce, and these influencers as well, reinforce the rugged individualism, which...
Well, I thought you were going to talk about the aesthetics of them, where they're all like skulls and bones and like Viking shit. Like, you know, like every other gym's gonna be called like Thor's hammer or something.
I mean, I don't think there's anything deeply fascist about Orange Theory.
No, but like Orange Theory is gendered.
Yeah, it's for women.
Right. I think they like, if you're a man and you want to go to Orange Theory, you can, but like there is a stigma against that.
Let me into curves.
Oh no! I mean, I've never been inside a curve, so I can't comment. I go to a Blake, and so like I don't know. I feel like modern gym culture is a little bit different. I feel like there's more women in the racks these days, and good for them. And like,
Yep.
do I feel weird asking them how many sets do you have left? Are they gonna get offended by it? I mean, I don't know. I just
We
try
need
to like.
the system of putting the quarter on the pool table for the
Dude,
gym.
I
Honestly,
have thought
yes,
about
though.
this. There needs to be like, okay, I'm next. I've got this. I'm gonna wait for you. But also, there are people who go to commercial gyms who are like, just set up shop. Like, will go in for I'll go in for my workout, and I'll see somebody on the bench. I'm like, all right, cool. I got that guy will be done hopefully. But now I know, because I know this guy. I know this clique of people.
Mhm.
No, he's gonna be at that bench from the minute I enter, before I get changed, to the minute I leave. And how many sets has he done? I don't know. I'm focused on my workout. Like, that's where the problem is. Like, people who just live in the gym. Like, why do you need to do 2 hours on the bench press? What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like,
Or what's even worse is like when they leave their shit there and then they go off for like 15 minutes
Or
to
they'll
do
steal
whatever
like
weird thing they're
four,
doing.
like one of like 4 different weights, each different size, and leave them on their bench. And it's like, dog, I need 2 30-pound dumbbells. I'm doing my fucking.
Well, honestly, it's not a culture of sharing. It's
That's
it's
what
a
I'm saying
culture
about the
of
rugged individualism.
Yes.
It's like it's completely focused on yourself and building yourself.
right. There is something to be said though about like, you know, having like gym bros, because like, you know, spotting a set is a very intimate experience. You're looking in their eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
You're making eye contact. 'Cause you need to read if they're in trouble or not.
It is actually gayer than gay sex. Going to the gym is gayer than cum on a mustache.
There's a level of trust. Because like if you are training towards failure on a bench press, it gets a little scary.
somebody needs to be able to be strong enough to lift that off you. And
Yeah, you need
more-
the
add
strong
more weight.
hands of another man to come in and save you.
But like, hey, you know, that's healthy male attitude.
I agree.
And you know, there's communication there too. There's communication because they're like, do I need a lift off? Do you need a lift off? Do you want me to touch it? When do you want to come in?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
how much
Also,
you
things
going
you hear
for?
in gay porn.
But like that's why like this whole male fitness influencers are so confusing, because there is this like idea of fellowship between these, and like I totally get it. Like they're all here supporting each other. I'm like, hell yeah, we should all be supporting each
But
other.
it's a fellowship built on hating yourself and suffering. Like that's what's and like destruction
We're trying
of
to
the
be
self.
better. We're trying to be better. Like,
Yeah, like some.
Like
the good part is trying to be better. The bad part is when you tack on like, and now I'm going to make money, and now I'm going to sell you this thing, and you're not going to be good enough until you do this program. And if you're doing this workout, you're being inefficient. If you're doing this exercise, you're just wasting your time. And do I have that opinion about certain exercises? Yeah. Do I use a Smith machine? Fuck no. But like, you can use the
Everybody's
Smith
trying to sell
machine.
something.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's trying to sell their own thing, and it sucks because like, you know, at a certain point, whatever. I'm of the opinion that like, you know, I think that everybody's bodies is different, so you get to pick what exercise work for you,
right?
And what exercises work for, say, Greg Doucette will not work for me, Nate.
Right.
You know,
I can't do what the Tren Twins do.
Because we all got different bones in different positions. Like, so for example, I do when I do my squats, I do it in a fun, interesting way. That frightens people. I do ass to grass squats. I don't know if you know what it is.
Wow, okay.
You spread your shit open and you dunk down?
Yes, exactly. Because
Gotta
my
be
hips,
worried about that butt wink.
It's not even worried about the butt wink. It's just the way that my body naturally accommodates. I have wide birthing hips. and you know, I can that level of squat, I like the way it makes my muscles feel. I feel like I get a fuller exercise out of it. It's the way I do it. And like every so often a guy will come up to me, tap me on the shoulder. He's like, listen, I need to help you. You're doing it wrong. And I'm like, no, listen, we all have different bodies. We all are doing our own thing here. You know?
And you're like, yes, daddy, help me.
Well,
I need a baby, daddy.
And like, so there's this conflict between me where like, I think that it's great to be, it's great for men to support other men. I think that that's totally fine. And that's totally valid. And like, we should encourage it. But I think that there's this right answer that people are trying to push onto each other. And, you know, it's a bit fuzzier than that because we're all individuals to an extent that we have our own goals and our own ambitions. And like, you know, I think that to say that you have to suffer is wrong. But to say like, it's not, you know, you shouldn't feel good after getting past a difficult goal is wrong either. Right. And so like, you know, you have to take this internal inventory. You have to have a mental inventory with like a therapist or like, you know, just thinking about it with yourself, meditation, whatever it is that you do to self-improve, you know, you need to do that. But like, I don't want to discourage like dudes getting together and talking about stuff. Like, it's difficult.
For dudes to talk about stuff?
No, I mean, well, yes, but it's difficult because like these are the leaders in the fitness space, right? And I don't think any one of the people that I sought out, because I Googled best fitness influencer. Apparently, it's Jeff Nippard.
Yeah,
Jeff Nippard is great.
He's pretty good.
He didn't seem like an awful guy.
He's natty,
right? But like, he seems rare.
Yeah.
And I think that he seems very like he doesn't want to touch certain parts of it. Right. I think that he's avoiding the toxic masculinity side of it. Right. Because I think that
it doesn't avoid him.
No. And like, I think that it's like all Google algorithms eventually lead to, you know,
hot guys doing hot guy stuff while being awful hot guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
muscular guys. I shouldn't say hot.
They all lead to Jordan Peterson somehow, you know, like they all eventually slide into that. And, you know, like Jeff Nippard, even though like he doesn't espout those things, eventually, like if you start going towards the people he recommends, they will eventually slide down into Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, it's not surprising that a lot of this stuff is so like fascist right-wing adjacent because they have the same end goals. They fetishize the strong youth. They fetishize the masculine ideal.
Right.
They fetishize weak women that need to be controlled by strong men. Like it all leads to that.
Yeah. You know what I keep on thinking of is I forget the name of the big guy.
The big guy.
Well, like
Lou Ferrigno?
No. The guy in what was that documentary?
Bigorexia.
Yeah,
Bigger is always better, at least according to people who suffer from something called muscle dysmorphia or bigorexia. It's a mental disorder that causes people to become obsessed with packing on muscle and increasing size.
I hate the name bigorexia. Just throwing that on the record.
I mean, these bros have terms like that's just body dysmorphia.
It's just body dysmorphia. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't want to call it because that's for women.
Yeah, that's for fucking bitches.
That's right. They have to call it bigorexia.
Yeah.
It's like dude wipes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also like around the time when anorexia was really popular. So it's an old term.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it's the opposite of anorexia. Is you use bigorexia. You're just like, you're not big enough. You need to be bigger.
Yeah, there was this bodybuilder whose whole goal is he wanted to be the biggest he could, right? That guy?
Yeah, that guy who like was also, if you just looked at his face, he was the saddest person I've seen in a long time because he even acknowledged like, if I'm not the largest person in the room, I feel miserable. I feel like I've like he could come over and push me down at any moment. Like it was a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Right?
We should probably get into this side of this, huh?
Yeah, where like he felt like he was gonna be like beaten by his dad if he wasn't the largest person in the room.
So
you know?
a lot of these guys that we researched and in the movies we watched and the reading we did, there's a couple things that kind of rings true about almost all of them. They either found bodybuilding after they were abused as children or were made fun of because they were small, so they were going to get big.
Yeah.
Or they have some weird, not weird, but non-standard physical thing about them.
I like to say Shakespearean weird.
Yeah.
Like the weird sisters.
Like they, the Aspect Twins. Well, that's nasty. They have like an example would be this is not abnormal, this is not weird, but they find it to be abnormal and weird. A lisp, like so they were. Like some of these guys all have these things.
They were bullied.
That they were bullied for.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying bullying is good. I think bullying these guys is good.
Well,
some bullying is good sometimes. We caught some shit online for being commenting on people's bodies, but I don't care.
This whole episode is doing that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So it's like you can very easily see how these guys came to be. Like there was something they saw about themselves that made them feel weak, that made them feel defective.
Yes.
So they sought out this masculine, large, like strong sort of.
Nobody bullies Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody bullies Lou Ferrigno because he's.
Well, he did have a lisp.
But even in Pumping Iron, these guys did bully each other. Like there's that moment in the very end where the blonde guy can't find his weights, and he's like, "Who messed with my weights?
Yeah, where's my shirt? Who
He's
took
like,
my
"Get
shirt?"
them."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well because like that's what bullies do. They bully because they're afraid of being bullied.
Yeah.
They find the weakest person, like get him so you don't get me, right?
Yeah.
That's what all bullying is.
And that's what like this is the prime example of toxic masculinity right here.
Right, exactly. And it all leads to body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Just like it leads because like you could see how this happens on the other side of things for anorexia, right? Like, you know, find the largest person in the room and get them so you don't worry about me.
Right.
You know, so that way I have to be as small as possible. Like that's how that happens.
Right.
And like that's not the only reason. But
I mean, it's body dysmorphia is such a difficult thing because without tons of therapy and probably medication and like CBT, all of that, like you're always going to look in the mirror and see a monster. Like no matter what you do to your body, unless you fix what's in your head and heart, that's like there's no amount of steroids, there's no amount of exercise, and these people are all emblematic of that that can fix body dysmorphia. You need lots of help that fucking the Tren Twins cannot give you.
Right.
And it takes time. Like I am in therapy and I talk about it all the time, and I'm like, I don't think I'm making any progress. I don't think I'm doing this. It fucks with you, and it's like built into the system. Like
it's
because it's an injury.
Yeah.
When you have a chronic injury, all you can do is manage it. You can't heal it. Like you can't cast Cure 3 on your knee and now it's better.
Right.
You know,
Like-
but you can do things to say like mitigate the pain and make sure that you don't re-injure it, you know?
Yeah, you can't wear a ribbon to get rid of the status effect that body dysmorphia gives you.
That's right. And so, you know, but like honestly, that's why like David Goggins.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forget his first name. That's why, but like David Goggins absolutely destroying his knee over and over again isn't a way to manage that.
No.
But like for him, it gives him control, right?
Yeah.
It gives him control over like, I will always feel pain. So therefore you can't truly hurt me. You know?
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, okay, David Goggins.
okay, that's one way to live.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's like this is like men don't talk about this side of it, which I think it's good that we're talking about it. Nate, do you have any body dysmorphia?
Yeah, sure. Tons. I remember like when we first were becoming friends, the thing you keyed in on me was that I run weird.
Oh, no.
But it's true though. And
Right.
like, you know, like and I thought about that.
But now I know it's your wide childbearing hips.
That's right.
And I accept it. And actually, I allowed it.
Allowed it?
Loud. L-A-U-D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's laudatory.
You can't just allow things from my body. But like I think like because everybody has something, unless you are the superior blonde-haired, blue-eyed Ubermensch, you're not gonna be perfect.
Right.
And you will always have something that you can point to You'll have a bit of fat that you can always squeeze if you want to.
And it's what
and even then, you just find something that you don't like. It's really easy to hate yourself. It's really hard to like yourself.
Especially
like bodybuilders, like they take that. You can see that.
Yes.
Like you can see like, okay, like my traps are. I don't have as big of wings as I should. You know, like they get fucking insane about it.
That's part of that. Like seeing that is why I identified with them and felt so sad watching this shit, because they're like as you've known me, you've seen me lose a lot of weight.
Yes.
Like I don't look like I did.
Yes.
When I look in the mirror, I still see it's still all there. Like the pictures I will compare them. I'll put them side by side and I'll see, oh, objectively, I look completely different, but I always still see that fattest one, and I always still feel like that fattest one no matter what, and it fucking wears you down.
Right. But like you feel that less, right?
Sometimes
not
at all.
Yeah, but like okay, but the spirals are shallower.
Yeah.
Is what I'm like hoping you're feeling. I'm not trying to speak for you, but like
no, it's a life, like I know it's a lifelong issue, and like one of the things that I need is like external validation, because I don't get it intrinsically.
Sure.
Because I don't trust anything in my head to sit. Like I don't trust the positive thoughts in my head. I mean, and I know that's based on neglect and abuse.
Men don't compliment other men.
They don't.
Right?
They don't.
Unless you're at the gym and you're like, oh, looking good, just trying to be like you, King.
Well, that's why it becomes such like a toxic spiral, right? Because like people in the gym, they do.
Yeah, and
I, you know, if I see someone like, you know, getting more muscles, like I said at the beginning of this episode, like, yeah, you're bulking up, you're looking good, you know. But like you don't do that for say somebody who's fat who looks less fat,
right?
Or because, well, actually,
you do actually.
You do.
They do comment, but like the thing about masculinity, like. Nate, I was really scared to tell you that I had started to be with men.
Yeah.
Because I thought that, not that you'd judge me, but our friendship might change, even though that's not an aspect of it. But it was like this, like you had moved out. I was living here alone. I was really lonely. I was still heartbroken after my ex, and I had always had these urges. So I got on Grindr and I started trying new things. Remember when we went to Pride? Like I took you to Pride. There was a lot of that was like really hard to talk to you about, because as men, that's
why pride exists, by the way, is because it's good to feel proud about things.
Right. Well, yes, I understand that.
Just throwing that one out there.
But the point is, like, we like as woke, like, and as healthy as we are in our friendship,
sure,
like it's still uncomfortable sometimes to even like share honestly. Like I know how we communicate. I know we're sharing emotions through like quotes or jokes or anything.
Sure.
And you just don't get that with tons of men. Like most men don't have that.
Well, because
thank you. Like that's my way of saying thank you.
Okay, well I don't take compliments very well, so you know, fuck you.
Yeah, Marco, do you want to say anything nice about it?
No, I got the perfect thing. Here we go.
Why don't you go drink an egg about it, big guy?
I think you guys are great. I think you guys are great, and you are really good at opening up about yourselves and being genuine about it. And like,
you don't really have to compliment us.
No, it's for real. No, you guys are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was a very toxic masculine thing of me to do there.
You just fucking did it again.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Marco, can I say that like I was excited to have you as a guest because you are an open, authentic human being, and I really appreciate that about you. Like honestly, you're one of the nicest internet people I know. You know, and like I think that's like it's super cool that like, you know, the internet people that we've met through podcasting, you know, they're all like super great and authentic people, and you definitely are like among the select group, the elite group.
Yeah, and I will say, like, since I follow your personal and your workout Instagrams, like you truly are inspiring, and I have seen you grow in your posts. Like it's really fucking cool.
This is really gay.
You want to suck each other off about it? You want to do a human centipede real quick?
It's the only way to fix this. I mean, but like this segues into, I think, the Tren Twins.
Yeah.
Because they're fascinating.
Yep.
I don't like, The Tren Twins, when we were watching the Tren Twins videos, I was like, these are the most interesting modern characters of our times.
Yeah.
Got to show up looking juicy for all the moms.
I don't know why everyone's obsessed with steroids. Why is the fitness industry obsessed with steroids?
Because everybody's mad you got the balls to take them.
And they fucking don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So 99.9% of people should not take fucking SARMs, steroids, PEDs, and fucking general. Take some Cialis, get a sick-ass fucking pump and a boner while you're at it. You don't need fucking Tren. You don't need none of that shit. Unless you're a genetic fucking monster and somebody who already has potential and you actually want to pursue bodybuilding and can make a career out of it, or powerlifting, we're the last people to tell anyone what to do. I mean, you pick your poison at the end of the day. Do you want to go to the bar and drink and do ketamine and bullshit like that? Or do you want to fucking take steroids and have fun in the fucking gym with your gym bro? That was my poison.
My poison now is crumble cookie. Y'all ever just like don't want to hit legs and then you just don't hit legs? If we PR, we can get a crumble cookie. Hey, one PR. A crumble cookie.
They are
evil.
They are
Ontologically
just-
evil.
No.
Yeah.
Damaged.
Yes. Okay.
That's
but they're turning their damage out onto others, which is
they're like the Joker.
Yeah, they're two Banes. Sorry, Marco, continue. Talk about the Tren Twins. How did you find them? What do you think of them?
How did I find them? I don't even remember how I found them. I just remember somebody talking about them, and I saw, it was Mike Israel. He was commenting on them, and I was like, I'm never going to go down into this. And then you asked me, well, who are the really toxic guys? I'm like, oh, I have to go there. And I have to go there at the place where I'm very sound mentally and I'm, not feeling bad about myself. And I'm going to do some aftercare afterwards. And even then, like I was laying in bed, I was like, what the fuck is up with these people? Why do they do this? Like, why do they are very genuine, but like, oh my gosh, they are the opposite of like you guys.
Yeah. Like they are and they aren't. Like theirs is a relationship built on pain and hurting each other and exploring that together, which is so fucking wild because there is genuine vulnerability in their videos.
Yeah.
What do you want? Why are you getting mad? I'm trying to work out. Hit my fucking set. I told you I was gonna do 5 fucking sets, and you're over there. This is the set. You did 6, so you were doing a 7, and I had to go. So you're being inconsiderate. No, I'm fucking not.
We're watching people self-harm
Yeah.
on a daily
Yeah.
basis,
Yeah.
right?
Because
And-
the Tren Twins
And
that's
not
their
know
name.
how to deal with it.
No, because
Like,
they're
they
in their.
will argue with each other. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're in their early 20s. They don't have their coping skills. They're gacked out of their mind on Tren.
Yeah.
And Nate, you even commented on the first video we watched, where like they got into an argument while lifting, and one of them stormed off, and the other one went into the kitchen and was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And Nate's like, "These guys have the best relationship I've ever seen."
Yeah, they're close. They love each other.
Yes.
And I think it's
Yeah.
because they both are experiencing the same trauma.
Yeah.
They are trauma
Yeah.
bonded.
Yeah, and they are they're twins. They are twins.
I didn't clock that they were
What I-
twins.
What I think you're forgetting is that when the brother like has his freak out and he leaves, the one that's still in the workout room like looks at the camera, looks at himself in the mirror, and starts posing, and then walks off to ask his brother what's up. Like he had to have. I mean, it's probably how he needed to center himself. He needed to do motions to calm himself down, and then check in with his brother, and that's good. But also, like, man, that is the most gym bro thing because like he needed to center himself with himself,
Yeah.
and then he could focus on his brother. But like.
I mean, it's healthy. It's healthy.
Well, kind of like he had to center his values, and his values was not like, okay, you know what, I am secure in myself. This is fine.
And
I'm an okay person. It's like, no, he had to center himself by saying like, I have enough muscles to deal with this situation. I look strong, and therefore I am strong.
Right.
And therefore, like that, I can handle like talking to my brother. You
So
know?
these guys, these twins, are like super jacked. They are very open about how much they use gear, steroids.
Yeah, I mean, they're called the Tren Twins.
Yeah, the Tren Twins. They've sort of owned that.
By the way, what is Tren?
Trenbolone. It's an anabolic steroid that's been around since the 30s.
So it is just steroids. It's not like a special steroid.
Well, yeah, it's like a super. It was originally made for like cows to get bigger. Like,
But like, you know, if you're a gym bro, you're like, fuck yeah, I want to be strong as a
Yeah.
bull. Like,
and so they're on all types of shit. Like they talk about taking peptides like we do. Like they
different peptides.
No, they take appetite suppressants too.
Okay.
Like they're on Reddit.
DMA?
Yeah. They do all this shit and they're in their early 20s. And in their early 20s, like your brain is not done developing, your muscles are not done developing. And is it Tyler's science talk to talk about what steroids do to the body?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's hit that one. No, that's the end.
We're just little guys. Probably need a big spanking.
Tyler's science talk. Time to spank you with facts.
All right.
So steroids, first and foremost, will enlarge your heart, specifically the left ventricle. Which bad, which makes your heart less efficient in pumping blood, so you're more prone. You're more prone.
Hey, when do you start crashing on this caffeine stuff?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Oh God, I've been holding back some stomach stuff. So it enlarges your heart. It makes you more prone to strokes, to blood clots, to all these things. If you're young enough, like steroids stop you don't stop growing until like your late 20s, that kind of stuff. So steroids can actually stop your bone plate development. You will be shorter. They give you really bad acne. You lose your hair forever. Like I did this because I have so much testosterone. Like that's how cool I am.
Yeah, you are more of a man than me.
But you'll notice a lot of bodybuilders have no hair because the steroids have pushed it all out forever. It will turn your skin a funky color. It shrinks your testicles. So injecting steroids for a long time, like injecting any sort of exogenous steroids or hormone, exogenous means from outside, you become unable to make endogenous or inside testosterone. So your balls shrink, your penis becomes flaccid, like you don't get hard anymore, you can't fuck. And
that's why they're so worried about that.
Yes.
Yeah, like they mentioned about their dicks being hard and that being okay. I'm like,
yeah, because and a lot of the steroid pushing people don't talk about this side of things. Like if you're on it for long enough, you have to stay on it because your body will become like you can't make your own testosterone anymore. And so you will get gyno or gynecomastia, which is breast tissue.
Yeah.
Your muscles will atrophy. Like, hold on, let me get my list. Make sure I'm hitting all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
So
these are all things associated with being like a manly man too.
Yeah.
But you guys, you can manage all of that if you know how to properly cycle. You balance a little bit of estrogen, and you just you talk to your gym bro who's done this before a couple times, and he will guide you on how to do it better, and he will help you become a better you through your cycling of steroids.
But look, they're all guessing though. In fact, like the Tren Twins, they were on estrogen blockers.
Yes, and the thing is, like, and I mentioned this earlier, but one of the worst things about taking steroids, testosterone when you're still young, is your brain's not done developing, and the steroids will rewire your brain and reshape your brain permanently, so you are dumber forever. Like there are studies about how steroid use, I mean, it's called roid rage. It ups your aggression and it lowers your intelligence, and that is permanent.
Yeah, I mean, like it.
And these children, like they're still children. They're 23, are like on this shit. Like they are.
And it sucks. They should be doing the fun drugs. Like
they should be.
If you're gonna be causing permanent damage to your body, at least have fun with it.
True Tyler recommendation here. If you are like 19, 20, and you're having a crisis where you think steroids or going to the gym will help, try mushrooms first.
Listen,
try a hallucinogen first.
It's because we're trying to mitigate damage. We're not saying if you're like perfectly happy now, maybe don't.
I actually don't recommend drugs.
Well, no, like if you have two options and you have to take one, please take mushrooms. Do not take steroids.
I thought this was something else for a moment.
No, and the thing is, you don't get these effects. Like they are shortening their lives by over a decade.
Yeah.
Like it's the end of their life will be significantly worse because of the damage they've done to their body. Like steroids age you. Like this is well studied, well documented.
Well, that's why David Goggins sucks, because like one of the things he said during that Joe Rogan interview was just like, I still encourage young people to pursue these dangerous to your body goals.
Right.
Because when you're young, you should be at your peak physical performance, right?
Which is another fascist ideology thing.
Well, and like there's that fucking Aristotle quote that gets thrown around like bodybuilding forums.
Yeah,
where, like,
haha, you're in a cave, fag.
No, that one's fun. The other one was like, there's nothing sadder, and this is probably a fake quote. There's nothing sadder than never achieving your physical peak or something. I'm paraphrasing. I'll insert it here. Okay. It's a Socrates quote that says, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." That's the quote. Be inspired. Because I can edit that later.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's this whole idea of just like, you should be as strong as possible when you're young, and you have to make sure you achieve your peak when you're able to.
Yeah.
And what that means is that, okay, you're going to have a fucking heart attack when you're 50.
Yeah.
You know, that's where that goes.
And like,
I'm stronger now than I was in my 20s. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah. You know, and like, I'll also like, I'll say this as a personal preference, nothing against different sports. I appreciate the sports of like powerlifting more than bodybuilding because I think that like there's a way to achieve some of that healthier.
Right.
You know, like it seems more ethically sound than a bodybuilding because like, you know, weightlifters, if you look at a weightlifter, that, you know, like there's a lot of body fat. They're just there to get as much muscle as possible, and you don't have to destroy your body to do it.
No,
it's not exactly the best thing for you.
These
in the world,
influencers will tell you have to destroy your body to do
well,
it.
no, because they're trying to achieve lower body fat.
Right.
They're trying to achieve the aesthetics of being strong, not the actual reality of being strong, of winning a fight. Like that's the thing that
show
also kills
muscle
me.
versus go muscle.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because like every single one of these bodybuilder guys would be absolutely destroyed by a 5'1" Thai boxer. Just taken apart.
Leg kicks, man. Leg kicks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know, so they just want the illusion of being the strongest guy in the room. Like that's all they're really chasing.
And these Tren Twins, to bring it back to them,
yeah,
like you said, they're very interesting in that you will often see them having like crises where they are insecure, and the other one's like, "You gotta fucking buck up, you motherfucker! Like, fucking lift that weight, you bitch!" Like,
oh god, when they were shopping for food, when they were like, I think somebody picked up like, what was it, like non-diet yogurt, and like they got fucking, or it was like cottage cheese, something that like, which I thought like, hey, I thought cottage cheese was on the good list. What are we doing here?
Right.
But like,
shut the fuck up! I'm getting it. No, you're not, dude. I don't want it in the house. Why? Because I'll eat the whole fucking bag. Cocoa is really good antioxidant for you. It's great to add to flavoring of like fat-free Greek yogurt and shit. You put half the bag. That's no longer 15 calories. Bro. I weigh my shit out, you dumb fuck. Get out of my way.
They were getting upset about like the most inane macros possible. It's just like, you know, what are they chasing?
well, it's
Bigger muscles.
like I think they're so insidious.
Oh, by the way, I brought out. Would you like some Jocko milk?
Oh yeah, it's Jocko Milk. Thank you.
We bought some Jocko milk because it was the funniest sounding protein drink.
30 grams of protein, grass-fed, 95 milligrams of caffeine. Oh, good.
So we're gonna get some more caffeine here. Let's open up our Jocko milk.
Aha! Jocko milk. Milk.
So yeah,
Told you
these
guys
Tren Twins, I think, are particularly evil. Jocko Milk. Here we go.
Yeah, be sure to shake it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, boo.
I know.
It's coffee flavored.
We just bought it because it had a
Sweet
funny
cream
name.
coffee. My breakfast. So the Tren Twins, like because of how they edit their videos, how they act, like you get to see some true vulnerability, but it's caped in sort of this jackass, like TV show jackass, like fucking with each other in a way that feels a lot healthier than it is, because it's not coming from a healthy place, like say Jackass kind of is. Like
Also,
Jackass,
it also seems really cool. Like the moments where they're driving to the gym and they're speeding and they've got their like red and blue twin muscle cars, and they get pulled over by the cops and like, oh, you're supposed to take it easy, man. And he's like, yeah, I'm good, and then they go right back to doing that. But also like when you're inside their house looks really nice. Like who the fuck can afford this? They're demonetized half the time, even though they get like 350,000 views in less than 36 hours.
And sponsorships and like other financial, like they have stuff.
We're dancing around the one thing that's true of all these influencers: Ashton Hall, the Tren Twins, Greg Doucette, all these people. They're rich.
Oh, yeah.
They were born rich. They have the money to do this.
Well, they have the time too, right? Like,
I mean, money is time.
Right, exactly. They don't have to work. Like, you know, you can't go to the gym that often if you don't have a job, like a high-paying job to support it.
Right.
Like, hell, the reason why I'm able to go to the gym is because I work from home.
Right.
And I have it scheduled in my calendar, going to gym between like 1 to 2.
Right.
Most jobs can't accommodate that.
No, like
and I can only accommodate that because I have a good job.
Yeah, like I have a good job, but it's very physically demanding, like when I'm there. And also it's a 12.5-hour night shift.
Right. You end up like you're not gonna leave the middle of your shift for an hour to go work out at a gym and then come back.
No, but I have a coworker who goes up to the cardiac rehab gym and works out on his break. And he's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because, you know, I actually work at work. He just sits there.
Damn. Damn.
Sorry. Throwing shade at someone who will never hear this.
But like, okay, here's the thing I'm struggling with the Tren Twins. I think I know the answer to it, but would you say that they're okay because they are anti-influencer, right? Like if I'm an impressionable youth and I see the Tren Twins, would I be able to clock that these guys are kind of dumb and I don't want to be like that, so I'm not going to take Tren?
No.
Or no? Okay, that was an immediate no from both of you.
Yeah.
Like they don't make it look like a cool thing to do as an adult. Like obviously I'm watching like
have you seen how jacked they are? Have you seen their cars? Have you seen the way they work out? Have
like
you
are
seen their
we
house?
underselling like how smart kids can be sometimes?
Well,
like where they would see
kids
this
are
and
dumb.
think it's stupid?
Well, I
Like,
mean, let's look at the audience of these videos and then you pair the forced isolation of the gym to people that are forming parasocial relationships on the internet. Like they're not going to see it as bad. They're going to see that as like, oh, I can't wait to find my other twin and we can fuck around like this and be jacked and sort of give each other shit. Like, no, it's not. People, young, impressionable people who need some sort of figure, some strong figure because they've been bullied or pushed around or just need to be told what to do. No, they're not going to see this as bad. They're going to be like, oh, I can have camaraderie.
Yeah.
Like I can have a partner who kicks ass with me and who kicks my ass and who will come into the kitchen and ask how I'm feeling when I'm trying to eat 40 eggs.
so you know what? The jackass comparison is really apt, I think, right? Because you know, if you are young and you're looking for ways to solve the problems in your life, doing jackass shit and recording it on video is like the same solution, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like that's the stuff from like Jackass. They sold themselves as like, listen, we're not here to inspire kids to do this. We're dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Don't do what we're doing. But of course they were inspiring other kids to do it because like they were fucking around and having a good time.
It's
like,
something that kids do. They just filmed it and made money off of it, which is what
And
these
they have a
influencers
TV
do.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, okay, yeah, the Tren Twins are doing the same thing. I totally agree.
Evil. Just evil.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, is it evil or is it sad? Because I think I
it's
put it more on the sad side.
It's both. Yeah, it's sad. Like this, like the deep pain at the center of all these guys. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're taking that pain and looking at young impressionable people or old impressionable people, or they're just looking at you with their hand out saying, "Give me money for this, please." Like it all comes back to that. Give them money. Funnel your cash to them.
Yeah. I mean, for
And
answers.
spreading out their mental disease, or not disease, but like their mental state and being like, okay, this is like how we behave and this is us being real. Maybe it is okay to take steroids and have these emotions because that's just how you are when you're this jacked. It's
Right.
okay. Like I read the comments.
They're not total hucksters. They like these people are true believers.
Yeah, I think
right?
they are like that. Like I don't think there's not the cold calculation of like say a Mr. Beast.
Right.
Like
Mr. Beast is not a true believer in what he does.
No.
Whereas I think like, you know, the Tren Twins do believe what they do.
Right. I think the Tren Twins are always going to be the Tren Twins. I think if Mr. Beast could just start killing people for views, which he's already done.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not selling Turk Builder Max like Greg Doucette, claiming that it'll fix your whatever everything, and it's the newest thing that I don't even know what the fuck it is. What is this thing from Uzbekistan? Sorry, I'm on the website right now. What is testosterone? What is he selling?
It's the special testosterone from Turkey that makes you like Orban or Erdogan.
Yeah.
It says Turk Builder. Like, what is it? What are you selling?
If
There's
you're
no
deep enough in a
science to
cult,
it.
you don't question it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're deep enough in that mindset, you're just like, yeah, no, I take testosterone. What? You just haven't done the research. You don't know the science behind it. You know?
Yeah,
Because, like-
I mean, to own up, I was just like, oh, I take L-citrulline and L-arginine complex and pre-workout.
Yeah, what's in this shit?
I mean, like, honestly, I drink protein drinks because I was like told like, oh yeah, no, you should drink, you should have, what is it? 2 grams of protein for every 1 pound of body.
Mm-hmm.
Or some
Which,
other...
who knows? I don't even think that's accurate.
Yeah, no.
It's about 1 gram of protein for each pound that you weigh.
Yeah.
So,
and so, like, do I know? I don't know any science behind that. It's just something I was told that I believed, right? And so,
Which is how these men become like awful. Like they hear these things from authority figures saying, you need to do this. And if that thing that they're being told stems from a place of body dysmorphia, toxic masculinity, they're not going to unwind that. It's just going to be like, oh, the cool tough guy at the gym taught me to be cool like him.
But I do believe the protein thing because I think it came from a source that I do trust. It's just there's that fine line, you know, of like, okay, when does it start going into Crazyville?
Evaluating your sources.
When like, how far into supplements am I just spending money on nothing?
I'm picturing you at the gym asking for a works-cited page on tips from the gym guy.
I mean, that's what Jeff Nipper does.
Yeah, that is what Jeff Nipper does.
You know, that's why I recognize creatine as like, oh, that's a thing that I've heard works from multiple sources that I kind of believe probably doesn't, help. Although I hear it just puts water in your muscles and doesn't do all that much. It makes you look stronger.
I'll tell you. But the Jocko Milk mixed with the like slurry we drank, I'm nauseous. I'm sure it's just
it's a lot of caffeine.
Probably the 500 milligrams of caffeine I had.
Probably.
But we fuck it, we ball.
All right. Do we have any final thoughts before we rank them?
Have we hit it hard enough, do you think? If we talked about like the evil, toxic masculine heart at the center of gym culture and these gym cells and the gymfluencers?
I think it boils down to like it goes into cult behavior. Like they believe it, and then their followers believe it. And like there is a science behind some of this because we all have to interact with exercise in some way, and it just gets off the rails because it's just undiagnosed body dysmorphia.
Yeah, and the real fucked up thing is like these are almost exactly the expectations that are put on women with regards to beauty standards.
Right.
But since we're men, if we achieve these standards of exercise or looking muscular, we are celebrated for it. But the abuse we suffer because of our physical appearance or the judgment we feel based on it is a good thing. Like
I would say like we get more carrot, women get more stick.
Yeah.
I think that we get more compliments when we become big and strong. Whereas
like, women are like constantly
you and I
derided.
are different parts of the internet, buddy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't saying that like men also don't get stick. I'm just saying like the ratios are a bit.
Oh
off.
no, I meant like muscle mommies.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen, hey. I
just mean there's like men don't talk about this because the whole pursuit is considered masculine and positive.
Right.
But women like are judged because they're women for similar but different body shit. Like
that's a different episode with somebody.
It is. It completely. It's just this.
I'm not prepared.
This thing I just kept seeing is like everybody. It doesn't matter. It's
no, like I hear
you
it,
get what I'm saying.
There are corollaries to with like what other body dysmorphia things are happening. This is a different flavor of it.
But nobody calls it what it is or treats it what it is. They just get fucking yoked.
Bigorexia.
And make money.
And tons of money. Like this is all just funneling money to people that are killing themselves.
Yeah. Let's put it on the list.
Let's put it on the list. So here on Hate Speech, we have something called the spectrum of hate because we believe discussing any kind of thing should be done with the perspective of like a spectrum because that adds nuance. On one end of our spectrum, we got a real evil motherfucker called Adolf Hitler. And on the other end, we have someone who's a sweetie pie. His name is LeVar Burton.
What's happening to your voice?
I don't know. Man, there's chemicals in my body that have never been in here before, and I feel fucking weird.
I feel
You guys have to update me on how it's going.
It might just be because it's warm.
Do you want to lift some weights?
No, I want to lay down and let the evil slurry out of my body.
Okay, now here's a real question. I think LeVar Burton could out arm wrestle Hitler.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? I think LeVar Burton, he's pretty strong. Right?
And I think that's just you leaning into the inherent racism of gym culture, which is often... We didn't even discuss that side of it. I watched a lot of people.
I was just saying that Jordy looked okay.
And like, I think that black people are fetishized for their body as being better at fitness. I
was just saying he was strong. He looked stronger than Hitler. That's all I was saying.
Racist. No, that's a whole other complicated issue. Like the racism of this shit is huge.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get into it because we're woke.
That's right.
But yeah. Where are we gonna put this? We're going to put gym influencers.
Yeah, here,
it's pretty bad stuff. Let's share our screen here.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Can you see our list? Okay, Marco.
Oh, I see the list. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. I think it's below true crime.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of want to put it near big trucks, actually.
Like between big trucks and being fat.
But above or below, because which is I feel like being fat in society is worse because you're not like nobody comes up to you and says just trying to be like you, King.
I feel like one causes the other. And it's, I mean, but yeah, like that checks out. I think like also big trucks are part of like the manosphere is really kind of setting out a layer on this bracket.
Yeah,
because the reason why you get a big truck is because of the same reason you want to become a big boy.
Yeah, you're small inside. You need to be big.
Right. Like you need to assert your authority to everyone around you so that way you do not get
But eventually
bullied.
big trucks won't exist, but toxic masculinity probably always will.
I
This
feel like
bottom half is very
yeah.
I'm sorry, this bottom half is very masculine.
Yeah, there's nothing more masculine than Hamilton.
But I mean, like, yeah, like it's all just like bully avoidance, and I think like the worst parts about it is that it does spread.
Yeah,
I think that it's a thought pathogen.
It's weaponizing insecurity for money that will like totally kill people.
Yeah, under the guise of health.
Yeah,
right. Of like if.
And poisons, and like it gets worse because then you create more influencers who spread their nonsense, and it's its own like spiral.
Yeah, and it's like they will be like, I've done all this stuff. I take testosterone, steroids, like, but I'm not big like them. I better beat my partner about it.
Yeah, like it's a gateway drug to other worse things.
Yeah,
right. Like and we don't like it.
It's pretty bad.
You think that's a good spot for it? I think it's a good spot for it.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to our new 32.
Gymfluencers.
Gymfluencers? Is that what we're calling?
Male gymfluencers. I don't know. Fitness influencers.
Sure.
Like this is a big one.
It has to be male gymfluencers.
Yeah, it's got to be male because some of the women are actually pretty positive and like good.
Sometimes. Listen, there's toxic.
Shout out
there are
Clote.
villains on both sides.
Yes, women. Like I get it. Women can still be wrong. We don't have to support them all the time. We're not doing choice feminism anymore. I understand.
But actually, shout out Lean Beef Patty because she made a statement about L.A.
What now?
Huh?
Oh, Lean Beef Patty made a statement about the situation in L.A. and when people were questioning about it, she like doubled down. It was like, I'm not. Like, this is what's going on, and it's not good.
Her name is Lean Beef Patty?
Her internet name is Lean Beef Patty, yeah.
That's fine.
Interesting. I feel bad about picking dagger. I could have been something much cooler. Son of a bitch.
And listen, I've immediately regretted Pure Warrior.
No, I think it is the most. It's like the most in spirit with what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you're right. We should have talked more about the racism and the fascism around it. Because like even drinking Jocko Mulk, the umlaut really implies things.
Yeah, like it's all. It's kind of why I want to make it lower on the list because there's a lot to it.
Nah, we already
fuck it.
We already put it out there.
The list is perfect. We will never we'll never we'll never change whatever.
Yeah.
I'm crashing.
Yeah, but you know what's good?
What?
If you feel the urge to like, just make sure if you're working out that you're being healthy about it, right?
Be good to yourself.
Yeah,
be good to the people around you. Be respectful. Do what feels good for yourself. Don't feel like you need to push yourself too hard. Don't overdo it if you're just starting out. Like that first workout is gonna suck. The following day, it's gonna feel worse than the following day, and then by the fourth day, you can go back.
Right. The best part actually when I was first like working out was that first like squat day. Because I tell you might remember this. I was walking around and just fell over. Because like my thighs were just done.
Yeah, you had jelly legs real bad.
It was like because like I had never used them before. It was like waking out of the goo pod in the Matrix.
Yeah,
you know, and like that wasn't healthy. However, like these guys also not healthy.
No, like
find that medium.
Deeply sick, like diseased in the heart.
Right,
and I don't just mean like the left ventricle problems. I mean like their soul is like black.
Yeah,
but not in like the racist way.
but like a giraffe's tongue kind of.
Yeah,
way.
They have an evil heart, is what I'll say. They're dead inside. Marco, tell the people where they can find you if you want them to find you.
Aztec_gains on Instagram. Follow me. I post the same pictures day after day after day, and on Friday nights I post Friday night.
Hell yeah!
I mean, we love Friday night here. We didn't even get into talking about Yakuza. That's fine. We'll save that.
Were we supposed to?
No, it's just like Marco and I chat about Yakuza from time to time. He's been very excited about my progress.
I think that Kiryu has a healthy approach to bodybuilding.
Yeah, I maxed out the Riz app part.
But he all he does is listen to what his trainer tells him, and that's it. We don't know how much weight he's pushing. He could not be maxing out on his deadlifts.
Well, I was thinking about it. Like Kiryu, his workout routine is like doing good for the community, right? Like he doesn't go to the gym. He like. Yeah, exactly. He beats up hooligans,
and he's like carrying around Haruto.
That's right.
I think I figured out who Haruto's dad is.
Listen, we can't.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
We can't get into this.
I think I figured it out. I know how. No, go ahead and hit the song.
Talking about Haruto's dad. Nobody's playing. I mean, listen, lots of people play Yakuza. It's funny when I bought my Switch 2, I went out and bought Mario Kart from a guy off Facebook. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't like Mario Kart that much. I think I'm gonna buy Yakuza 0. I've been looking to get that series." I'm like, "Yes, you're making the right choice."
That's the right choice.
Yeah. I just think it's Yuta. Every time Kiryu starts talking about Haruto, it cuts to Yuta, and he's got a sad look on his face. And I was like, when it cut to chapter 5, Masked, it was Yuta trying to change the baby's diaper. He's like, I think I'm finally starting to understand it. And since I know how movies and video games work, you dropped the pen in the face water. How am I going to drink it now?
It's Ono Michio, by the way.
Ono Michio?
That's who the dad is.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
Charming Hasaku face.
When I got to that, I was walking around work going, oh, no.
Oh, no.